Thomas.
Adrian.
Penny.
Yes,
Penny.
I'm
Finally.
here.
Penny.
The lads.
How
with the
are
lads.
we?
I'm very good. I'm very excited to be here. What a special, momentous occasion it is for me to have broken into the lads circle.
Yeah,
I know.
We needed a female voice.
I know. So for the debrief listeners' sake, and we'll give you the formal intro and we'll learn a lot about you. And off air, you just spoke about trauma. Trauma is being a Melbourne Football Club supporter, so you absolutely understand what it is to be a demon. But Marca and I have said for a while, we need a female voice on the men's show because, of course, we do an AFLW show. And we've got some females represented on that podcast. But I must say it is very nice. It is refreshing to have a female on the lad show, as you call it.
The DEI hire. I am. So, I mean, out of all of the female Demons supporters, I can't believe I'm the one. And I'm really not sure what I'm going to contribute. You know, last week you were talking about each contributor's specialty.
Yes.
So we will try and figure that out by the end of the show. But what I can say is that I can talk shit and I can talk underwater. And I think that's enough.
Fantastic. What was my specialty again?
Vibes. And that was probably
I
it.
actually wrote it down
Nice.
when I was doing some preparation.
Well,
Did you think they were right? Just for the listeners' sake, do you think that the way I categorised all the different panellists was on point, or did you have a difference of opinion?
No, I think it was pretty on point, but you did say that you didn't contribute anything, and I kind of filled that one as like esteemed leader.
Esteemed leader.
Yeah, like Leonardo and Ninja Turtles, just like line and length.
Esteemed leader. You
There's
couldn't have
gotta
said
be
it any
one.
better.
I feel like
Thank
we
you.
need to go through, why you're a Melbourne supporter.
Yes.
When did your love truly for the D's flourish? An example for me would probably be watching Jeff Farmer play. Talk us through your journey as a Melbourne footballer. Let's unpack some trauma.
God. Well, I was born into it, as most of us are, through my dad. And so that's not the only trauma he's given me, but it's definitely one of the main ones. And I'm the same. The whiz. I just think, and like after last weekend, this faker whiz just needs to go away so badly. But yeah, as I was mentioning off air, my dad, massive D's supporter, he took me to a lot of games as a kid and even won me a voucher to run through the banner on Gary Lyons'
We saw some crazy pictures just off air.
last game. 1999 against Geelong. Of course, we fucking lost.
Fixate on that more, please.
So talk us
Love
through
is
your
10.
memory from that day. So you get to experience Gary's last game. I saw a photo of you in the rooms. He was on his knees, arm around the shoulder.
Wow.
He's looking great in the LG.
Yeah. Man, it was amazing. It was so insane. And like, obviously being 10, like some of my memories a little bit, blurry, but like, I just remember being so overwhelmed and like one of the runners was like looking after me as we ran out into the field. And I just remember just being so overwhelmed. I was just like bawling. I was bawling. And then like I tried to run through the banner and you just don't realize how hard it is. And you can imagine how small I was as a 10-year-old. So I was just, trying to find like a hole to get through the banner. And then, after that, it was just all a blur. And then, I went into the rooms, got to see everyone. Obviously no singing of the song, but that we're used to that.
So you experienced the post-game thing, was that, where they obviously celebrating Gary's career, they were having a few drinks, and what was the atmosphere like from memory?
Few ciggies?
I can't remember that actually. I don't think it wasn't really a negative vibe, but maybe that's just because my vibe was like, fuck yeah, let's go. So I can't actually remember much apart from like getting that photo on Gary's lap.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
The closest I got to was just doing when Macca's used to, do they still do the halftime? That they still sponsor the halftime Little League stuff?
Yeah.
When it was Vic Kick, that's the closest I got.
Did you ever play footy on the G?
Well, yeah, by playing for the yellow team. It was
Oh,
yellow
the
v
little
red.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you played for the umpiring.
I played on the G
fraternity.
and then I took grass and put it in my sock.
Oh,
And I was
that
like,
is
Dad, I
so
got grass. He's like,
cute.
get that out of the car.
That sock behind you?
Not that
Oh,
sock.
not that sock.
I
They're
think I got that
massive.
from the Vic Market.
So is that when it was like Vic Kick was like they had the small, like the really tiny kids that don't wear like the colours? It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I wish I did that.
I
but-
played on the G once. It was
Yeah.
fun. I went into the rooms a few times as a kid as well.
4 D's games or different?
D's games.
Yeah.
And the only reason why was there was a connection with Neil Danaher, and Neil Danaher's daughter was dating my brother for a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
And when they broke up,
upset.
who was
really
the most
upset.
cut person on the planet?
Yeah, fair.
Fucking me.
Oh.
Because I wanted to go in there. But I think I've told this story before. My heart was broken. Not broken, actually. It's pathetic. I met
No,
Travis.
say what you feel.
No, I met Travis Johnston for the first ever time, and I had number 16 on my back, and I absolutely loved him. I thought he was an absolute lord. He never probably lived up to his full potential, but I just loved him. He was my type of player. And I'd built it up so much in my head. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna meet Trapper. This is gonna be fucking amazing. And then I go over and I'm 16 and I'm just like, hey Travis, this gangly 16-year-old. And he's like, hey mate. And he just like in that one moment for that 5 seconds that I met him, we had a little chat, but that 5 seconds I just went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like he didn't care, and apparently Travis is a great guy, and everyone speaks very highly of him from that vintage. It was just you could tell he'd finished the game, he was tired, he just couldn't be bothered.
He's like, let me just ice my hammies. mate."
Exactly. Brad Miller though was unbelievable. Would never forget it.
I had a night out with Brad Miller at Tramp.
Whoa!
Oh.
Now we're going back.
Oh.
And he is a hell of a fella.
What a guy!
Such a good
Oh,
dude.
He
God.
is such a good guy. So another weird story about him, as an aside, when I saw him that day in the rooms, we walked out. It was myself and a couple of Kangaroos supporting mates. So shout out to Kate Franich and Anthea Corridon, big Roos girls. I mean, it was Melbourne versus North Melbourne.
They'll be listening.
I think Kate actually does listen.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, weirdly. But I'll hit up Frano tomorrow. But we walked out of the stadium and this car comes past and winds the window down, and it was Brad Miller. And he goes, hey guys, he's like, where are you going? And he was offering us a lift if it was in the same
What a good
vicinity
guy.
of
Oh.
where he was going.
It's like, I'm going to Tramp, mate. Jump in.
Well, I was 16. I was going back to a boarding
Well,
house.
you're probably still going to Tramp
And it was,
based on my relationship with you.
yeah. Well, yes. We won't get into the details of Tramp back in the day, but it was
Hell of a place.
like what a
RIP.
guy. And then I just randomly see him all of how many years? Like 18, 19 years later, when Harry was at a particular daycare 2 years ago, and he was just in that area because they stayed in the Olsen, I think it is, in South Yarra. So he's an
yeah.
assistant coach at the Suns. And I saw him on the escalator, and he looked at me, and he's just like, "How do I know you?"
Oh, what? I was going to say, did he remember you? That's
he
crazy.
fucking remembered me. No shit. And I got home and told Fee, and I was like, this is unbelievable. This guy that I met in the rooms, this Melbourne player, like 18, 19 years ago, from that one interaction,
That is wild.
remembered me. And he's like, oh, I hope you're well, mate. Blah, blah, blah. And I
Great
was like,
fella.
what a guy. So we've got to get Brad Miller on.
You should.
100%.
Sorry, esteemed leader stole the show. Back to Penny.
No, that's great. I think you should get him on because obviously you've got some kind of spiritual connection.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I showed him to
He just has that interaction with everyone he sees.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's just the same.
How do I know you?
I should
That actually, I need to start doing that for all the people's names I've forgotten.
I showed him to Fee as well. She was like, oh, which player was him? She goes, oh my God, please get him on the show. Because he's a rooster.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, bring him up.
Being
Can we get up a photo?
Brad Miller. Oh, rooster.
Wait, has he got the long blonde? Did
No,
he used
no,
to have
no,
long
no.
blonde hair?
He's
No,
like
he's a
shaved.
brown man.
Yeah, shaved
even
head.
better.
Yeah. No, he's a aesthetically pleasing looking man. But
I can't
anyway,
remember what he
we
looks like.
digress and we move on.
Sorry.
So Penny, that's an incredible story. Gary Lyon. What else? Why? Like, sum up what it's like to be a demon for you, maybe.
Depressing?
Yeah.
No,
I love
just,
the honesty.
uh,
It's true.
no, come on. We love it. I think like it's funny how we've actually experienced some success of late, and now like we kind of had a spectacular fall from grace.
Oh yeah.
How that there is that calmness and like coming back into like settling into your usual like
We know this.
yeah. So I think you've spoken about it before, and you know what? It's actually, there is a part of me that, goes to the footy and you're just a bit more calm now. So it's just about the atmosphere and getting around it and it doesn't really matter that much, does it? Well, it kind of does, but.
It's a development
Yeah.
And I've said that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But then I still go, and on the weekend I was like, I was
oh my God.
pepped up. I was
Oh my God.
just pacing, and just because of it was, I thought we played really well in most patches for the first 3 quarters. We beat him in the contest. Our defense was holding up amazingly, but same old story. Just not being able to finish our good work, which is so frustrating. And the thing that really turned was obviously the trip that that was seen throughout the world.
That
and
was
the
just
world.
like daggers.
And then it was end to end, and then Watson. I will never refer to him as the other W word.
No.
Watson.
That's the only W.
That high free kick in a marking contest. And look, he probably deserved other free kicks, but that one was so soft. And of course, he binned it, shushed the crowd. No. That was it really changed the game.
He's repulsive.
He's
Watson.
really repulsive.
I can't stand him. There were people in the stands saying next to
he's
standing
just got
next to
little
me.
person syndrome where
I
he
know.
just has
Same.
to...
But people standing next to me are like, "Oh, you'd love to have him in your team, though." And I'm like, I don't know.
I wouldn't go that low.
I don't know if I would. And I was trying to think, is there a player in our team that?
It's probably Colt.
Do you reckon?
Well, Colt kind of has this somewhat of a swagger about him.
He's a loose unit.
He
I love it though.
Yeah, same.
He's got a bit of vibe though. He
But I
doesn't
reckon
have
if
the same arrogance
Nah.
as Watson.
No,
No
but I reckon
way.
if I didn't follow Melbourne, I'd probably look at Colt without kind of, I don't know much. I don't know anything about him. but
Watson's good at footy though.
he's a gun.
Mm.
He's a gun. And in
It's a
saying
shame,
that, I would.
isn't it?
I would take him in a heartbeat. He's so good to be at that, to be that physique and to be taken as high as he did. And from memory, I was saying, God, I hope we get Watson in the draft. We ended up with Caleb because Watson was the pick prior, or even 2 prior.
Yep.
I'll take him in a heartbeat. He's a gun.
What?
No, what's this? Hey.
Not over.
Hey.
At the
Please.
time, I wanted Watson.
Nah, not anymore.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. I love
No,
Windsor.
He's just bloody
Yeah,
poetic.
yeah.
He is disgusting, little Watson.
Great word.
Oh,
Poetic. He definitely is. He just moves so well. He played a good game as well on the
Who?
weekend.
yeah, he really
Caleb?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Caleb was tremendous.
Yeah.
I thought
He's just a gorgeous
easily one of
footballer.
the best.
He glides.
He glides. The one knock I've had on him is his kicking isn't as clean as it should be.
You
but
know
it's
when
getting
he
better.
got that 50-meter penalty, he just there was a few times on the weekend where it was we missed before we kicked it. As soon as he kind of they just when they just take too long and you can tell that it starts to get a bit infectious when they start losing. It's like he's gonna miss this.
Yeah, and he did.
Why do we hate missing goals all the time? It's so annoying because it's really important kicking goals. Not sure if you're aware.
Yeah, when we were 2-8, I
It was
I turned to Rollo and we had a look at the players lining up in the forward 50 at that juncture. And we got out to 2-8 and probably should have been 2-3 goals up, but it was Sharp, Sparrow, Langdon, Jeffo, Rue and Bailey. And I said this on the review show. Blokes in there, wildly out of form. So Bailey Fritsch, crazy out of form. Van Rooyen's forgotten how to play footy.
We'll name who's in form. That's probably easier.
Well, we actually just don't know if any of those players actually should
Langdon's
be in
been
that
pretty
forward
good.
mix. Langdon's been good. Sparrow's
But
been
he's not
hit
like
and
a
miss.
forward.
Sparrow's been
Hit and miss.
Yeah, but I feel like overall he's had a more positive year than coming into it. I was kind of a little bit over Sparrow.
But do
in
you
some
know what?
situation.
I went through it. I went through them all and I was saying to Rawl, I was sitting there and I was going, look at that front six. And he just goes, the simplest thing you could ever say about our situation in our front half. He just goes, that's the worst forward line in the comp.
Oh,
It is the
so
worst forward
true
line.
though. Oh, okay. I will say I do need to try and be. Who was the one that you said was most positive?
Who's most positive on the pod? Oh, God.
God, we're all pretty.
You
neg.
did describe one person's strength as
I
being
reckon
positive.
You're definitely
Vibes.
You're definitely
Oh,
more
Caden.
pos.
Yeah.
Caden.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he, I love Caden. He's such a good kid, not a bad bone in his body. He's probably a little bit in denial.
The Lulu.
Just about like where we're at. Like I think defensively we're all right. I think midfield wise we're all right. Front half, whoa, it's deplorable.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many games of footy you expect to win when you've got 2/3 of your ground in an okay manner, and then your front half is just throw it in the bin.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna struggle. We
simply need like a spread of goals for victory. Like you need Pickett to kick 2 or 3. You need Petrarca to kick 2 or 3.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
So we just
actually need to fucking kick goals.
So hang on.
Goals would be cool.
We need Cozzy to just kick 4 or 5 to be a chance of winning games, basically.
For sure.
And just to your point, Marca made a really good point in our thread, Penny, with Adzi and Nuggets. Oh, it would be so nice and so refreshing if Matt Jefferson or Jacob Van Ryan could figure out how to play footy again.
Fucking trampoline hands.
Just one of them.
I know. I need to try and be more positive though, because I have been pulled up. I got pulled up by a Melbourne player who I won't name for being too mean online. So now I've got to bring the positive vibes.
Oh, you were too mean. Oh, okay. Do you think you overstepped
Too mean or too honest?
I think it was honest because I'm never commenting on people's personality or like their. I'm just talking about form, or it's usually like when the selection comes out, and then like that's when all the shit comes out from online. It's like, and I always get involved in that, but I've been told to reel it in.
You've been told to reel it in?
Yeah.
By a player?
Yeah.
What?
Well, because we're friends, so he obviously sees everything I post.
Okay. We'll talk about it off air. I'm really keen to figure out who this player is.
I reckon I know.
You know who it is.
Should we just, side note, speak about
Yes, sir.
Luke?
We may as well, because all the media is always bad about us. So let's talk about the good media, even if it's false news.
Yeah, even if it's not going to happen. Okay, I'll buy into the conversation.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
I'm here. It's a special occasion.
It is.
So moving parts to this equation or this scenario. If it's legit.
There is a lot of noise around it.
If it's legit and Luke wants to come home Luke.
Luke.
The first thing.
Luke.
We need you. Luke, you are my father.
We have,
We've got unfinished business.
Be
we need
my
flag
daddy.
a G. So fucking get home.
But also why go in the first place? We could have at least made won a
final.
Sorry?
Got Caleb out of it.
Yeah, but mate, we would have taken out Collingwood, I reckon, if we played him
we just would have.
There
was a thug that took out Brayshaw, which ruined that whole entire game.
Absolute
so
cheating dog.
Anyway.
I want to take a moment to just imagine a world in which we kept Cozzy and got Dogger. I know it's probably not very likely, but I just wanted to.
Do you want to start there?
I just wanted to really just. It's just a manifestation.
How does that?
So practically, you feel as though if it does happen, then Pickett goes.
Well, I think that's what everyone is saying, and it's like the only. Well, I'm not really sure what else we would have on offer, but I just wanted to take a moment to.
We'll bundle up a few of them.
Yeah, a package deal.
Well,
what are the options? Give me the rundown.
It's so I don't know.
As I said, there's a lot of moving parts. So I think we stay on the most obvious part, and I'm thankful that Penny brought this up because I think this is what most people are talking about. They're saying if it's Luke Jackson coming back to Melbourne, then it's Keziah Pickett going over to Freo. That's it. That's what people are speaking about.
Artwork.
I know. Now, the interesting thing is NAM, by the way. We're NAM this week
for
sure.
For the next couple of weeks, and Penny's got a beautiful NAM scarf here. And I'm so proud. We're the first football club.
We were the first.
We were the first.
And you know why
Fucking
that's
proud.
important? Because I was looking at all the clubs that have changed their name, and it's a little bit difficult for other Melbourne clubs to change their name because they're all so close together. So what are they going to? What are they going to choose?
Don't know.
They might choose like something that represents their like animal or whatever, but it's harder. So lucky we got in there.
We got in there, and I reckon we absolutely nailed it. Very proud of the club. So Cozzy and Dogger. Straight swap. If it's straight swap, I put this to both of you because I think let's just get really basic.
Because I'm here.
No, just because I think it warrants it, because so many people are throwing up so many variables about this whole thing, even though we're, less than 24 hours into this cycle when the big story broke. And it's, who would you rather have for the next 10 years?
It's so hard.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you could only have one, who would you rather have?
Well, it's obviously not working with Cozzy, so. Nah, I don't know.
Can I make an assumption that Cozzy actually, he actually does really dislike living in Nam and he wants to leave? Can I make that assumption?
I think you need to do it straight on
talent.
Yeah, we're not talking about the context of each. We're just talking about straight
Okay.
Thank
tactics.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
context.
So
Come on.
for the first couple of years, it was Jackson.
Yeah.
It was Jackson 100% and his influence in our team and that was I still Jackson's so good, but this is so tough, man.
It's so hard.
I'm gonna go only because of Max leaving.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. I'm gonna go Jackson.
Okay.
That was hard.
Yeah. Penny,
That was
step up.
hard.
That
Let's
was my
go.
thought too, because of Max leaving.
Okay, so it fills that void.
It's a
But I
bloody
think
big
if
void.
if we had a different ruck situation, I think I would say Cozzy, for sure.
So
And also, I want to prove everyone wrong then that he wants to stay.
it does.
That's context though.
We can
Yeah.
we can talk about that as well. We can get to the manifestation, the world of Cozzy and Dogger being together
We need to do that.
back in Nam. We can do that. I
Yeah, who do you choose?
I've toyed with this a lot.
So
Like
much
a lot
brain
today.
space.
I'm still kind of in my head being like, it's Pickett.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, the heart says Pickett.
It's
the brain
horses
says
for courses, really.
I think there's part of me that says how important a ruckman going to be moving forward, right? And Max Gawn is so much more than just a ruck.
It's so true.
He gets behind the ball, kick behind the play. Like the fourth quarter, 2 minutes into it against Hawthorn was the greatest example. He takes 2 relieving marks behind the ball, and then he floats forward into the little pocket of space and takes a grab 35 metres out. And Hawthorn fans around me are just like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like this guy, the main man, Max Gawn. No one can do it as well as Max Gawn's done.
No one can even mark in our team, so
Exactly. So I think that part of Max is so irreplaceable. I don't know if Luke will ever live up to that part of his game.
Well,
however,
not many have.
correct. But Luke has what Brodie Grundy had at one point in his career for about 3 or 4 years there.
He's
at
got more
Collingwood.
than that.
No, I know that. I feel like he's got a bit more than Brodie because Brodie's a bit bigger and he's not as dynamic and agile.
Yeah.
But he's got that ability out of the ruck to become virtually a midfielder.
Yeah.
Which is, again, similar to Max in the way that he runs around the ground, gut running, can get behind the ball, take relieving marks. Luke has something so unique.
We're also talking about.
So what's your answer?
Well, this is...
We're also talking about with Ruckman.
It's so hard.
He's done so much in how old is he? 23.
Yeah.
Is he only 23?
Yeah.
Ruckman.
Same drive.
Once they start hitting 26, 7, they just get better almost. They mature. They know their body. They become more just brutes in a way in their contest work. The other thing is is Cozzy's window as big as Jackson's? I would argue that Jackson's is bigger.
I think...
As in longevity?
Yeah, in terms of being... I'm going to go Jackson.
I don't know about that.
I'm going Cozzy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I just
Okay.
wanted to big up Luke Jackson. I'm actually going Cozzy. And the reason I'm going Cozzy
because he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
is
Touche.
I think...
He's a better footballer.
Well, I just think
Yeah,
now in the
He's
modern...
a better footballer.
But the modern game now demands speed, dynamism out of the middle. You can't tackle him. So he can go into the middle and make an impact with clearances,
It's
and then he
Pickett,
can
isn't
also
it?
kick goals.
Yeah, it's Pickett.
Also,
God, it's
to
Pickett.
add to that, if we're going to continue to lose games, at least it'll be entertaining if we have Pickett.
That's
no
a point.
shit. I like that.
We'll
And
sell.
that
We'll,
weirdly
we'll
is-
sell a lot of badges.
we'll
Oh,
sell it.
I got badges. I got badges for
Oh, yeah.
days.
But the other thing about Pickett, which I don't think Luke has, even though I think Luke is a exceptional talent, and he could win all Australians in the same way that Max has. Pickett has, I could be
Natural.
top 3 in the comp ability.
Yeah. You know,
Legit.
can I change my answer?
Yeah, and this is the thing. I think we'll be flip-flopping forever if it's just that straight swap. That's all.
Oh, imagine both.
Yeah. Okay.
Which we
can
had?
Let's take it higher.
Why
Let's
did
take
you
this higher.
leave initially, mate?
Do we go both? Or the thing that
How
I
could
like
it-
about Luke, I'm flip-flopping.
I don't think we
Okay.
can have both.
Can I flip?
We need to
flip?
discuss that in more
I
detail.
wanna
Yeah, flip. Yeah,
I want to
flip.
flip again. The thing that I really do like...
It's your podcast, mate. Come on.
thing-
Flip it and reverse it.
The thing I really do, Uno, is Uno, done. I flipped.
Skip me.
Is that I like the fact that Luke solves Gorn going, as we said, but
We have Sharpie to replace Pickett.
Luke potentially frees up because Kalani, I believe, will choose Melbourne. I believe.
He's got to choose Melbourne.
Kalani's your second ruck.
But how do
Luke's
we
your
know?
first ruck, and then it means guys like Van Rooyen and if Turner plays forward, like they don't have to do ruck duties anymore,
Yeah.
which has been so annoying.
Yeah. But yeah, in saying that, I didn't mind Ruse. I didn't mind
Trampoline
him.
hands.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's why. That's where he can tap.
Oh.
Sorry. He's just having a bad time.
Was it Rue that DM'd you?
No.
I'm just going to start guessing, and then
No,
I'm going to
no,
watch your eyes.
Rue,
I'll tell if you're lying or not.
you can't show what he has done, and then it go away. And I feel I just.
Are we on Rue? I thought we're Unoing Cozzy and...
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were done with that.
By the way, Jacob, if you
We could
listen
stay
to
on
this
it.
podcast, I don't mean that.
No,
take
it's
it
okay.
back.
Yeah.
He probably knows it, and he knows he needs to work on it. It's fine.
No, he needs reminding.
No, he doesn't.
No,
No,
he doesn't.
that's the whole problem. He's got the devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, he does, and it's
Or a
just
demon.
Oh yeah.
he's got a
God,
demon.
how did I miss that?
He's got a demon on his shoulder. So let's go the other world.
Yeah, take
Well-
me there.
Will we keep them both?
I just can't see that world.
Can we outline any ways that it might be
Why'd that
possible?
bother?
Yeah. Can you say that world?
Yeah,
at
I
all?
actually weirdly can.
But
It
what
would be
what
such a good
what does
world.
Freo get?
Whatever they want.
Sharp, Sparrow.
Well,
Fritsch.
Ruse from WA.
Do you know one thing we can do that no one's spoken about? This is going to be the first ever year that you can trade future firsts 2 years in advance.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
There you go. So that's another. That's why I used the word variables before.
So you could
Because-
say you could say have our next 2 first future. I'd say I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's the thing that I think throws a cat amongst the pigeons, because then suddenly it's like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah. I'm just picturing that cat.
I get
Yeah.
to see you. I get to hear these like in person, and they're even more ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so much.
That's the
shit here.
first I've heard that one.
That one.
Yeah.
No, I've used it before. I'll probably use it on the review show a little bit more. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why with Benny Lee. So the world where they are both at Melbourne,
That's
Maybe-
a cool world.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
maybe-
Take me there.
That was Premiership World.
maybe
Yes.
the key is Rivdog getting the band back together. Pick 3, pick 12, and pick 32 from the 2020 draft. And Rivdog's like, boys,
Come on.
let's do it. Also, if Luke's coming back, I think on a personal level, surely Cozzy's hitting him up being like, is this true, brother? Like, are you coming back?
Because I'll stay.
Are they close?
Apparently. Well, they were very close when they played together
Game
and on the
changer.
same draft year, as I
Yeah.
just said. So it's
Yeah.
like, they potentially mates as well, like still, like close.
That's what the West Australian article said. They said that he maintained close relationships with many of the premiership players.
And then it said particularly Keziah Pickett, didn't it?
Oh, I can't remember that bit.
Oh.
But
No
I
one
wish it
asks.
said that- I wish it said that
No one
bit.
asks. Jackson will stay for Freo and Cozzy will go. We get none.
oh my god, if they both go, oh no,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, Dogger stays.
We-
Cozzy goes.
No, we can't even.
Now that's a world
That's not how
I can't live in.
manifestation works.
Cozzy and him chat on the phone, and Cozzy's like, "Mate, you don't want to come back here."
Yeah, this place sucks.
There might be a world where Cozzy executes the remainder of his contract and Dogger stays, and they have a 1-year overlap.
I agree with that world because I don't think Cozzy goes end of this year.
There's
I'm still
something
big
in
on
me
that.
that
I
thinks that
feel
he's not
like
leaving at
it
the
would
end of
be
this year either.
more beneficial for him so that he can just get a monster deal the following year.
Yeah, so he can just play great footy
Yeah,
for the next 1.5 years.
yeah.
What a crazy scenario that we find ourselves in. Like he actually
Makes the
might
season
come-
more interesting.
Yeah.
No, it does. And do you know what? I had this weird little thought bubble because this is what Nuffies do. Remember the game in 22 when the Freo supporter was dangling the jumper? Like
And Petrarca grabbed it.
and Melksham or Petrarca?
Petrarca.
That's right. There you go. Well, that's probably one of the best things he's ever done outside the norm. Seriously. I love that. I actually love
Yeah,
that.
same.
I thought that was brilliant from
What
Christian.
about his cooking?
I couldn't care less.
Honestly, I was at the game actually just taking this back a bit further. You know how I was like, it's nice going to the football now. It's a bit more calm going to the footy.
Yeah.
It's not actually how I am, because when I was there last weekend, I was sitting next to this kid who's probably like 10 years old. And he's like, yeah, it's my first game. And I was like, that's so exciting. Like, why is it your first game? Like,
Yeah.
and then he's like, I've got sensory issues. And I was like, oh, I don't know why it's sitting next to me.
Oh, no.
It's like, no, it's fine. I've got my earplugs. And I was like, oh. But yeah, anyway, he was telling
And
me
then he
makes,
left after quarter time.
No, he was saying he makes lots of Christian Petrarca's meal because it's his favourite player. And I was like, okay, that's
nice
kind of
that-
cute.
Nice that the 10-year-olds
That-
are getting in the kitchen. That's,
That's
cool.
really cute.
The most I was
follow
doing
it.
was getting white bread and putting tomato paste on it and shredded cheddar cheese and putting in the microwave and being like, pizza.
Pizza square.
Yeah.
Pizza square.
Brilliant. Yeah, apparently it's a big deal. But
Oh, God,
again-
he just needs to know that you need to brown your meat off first, mate.
Oh, does he not do that?
No browning.
He's obviously been told, but at the start I was like, this is all just boiled. Like,
Oh.
you know when you put, okay, I can't. We
No,
can't
no,
talk
no,
about
no,
this.
I'm with
Oh,
you.
the track was the one that DM'd you. He was unhappy.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
got it
so
now.
with every negative
trash.
He's
comment.
like, I don't show every step. I boil. Of course, I brown up a meat.
I've got a reputation to uphold with the players, okay?
No, it's okay. It's all good. Can we quickly talk about what you've brought in as well? It would be so remiss of us.
ballroom.
Yes, I've had a lot of stuff over
Not
the
great
years.
for the listeners
Yeah,
on
describe.
podcasts. So
Right. So to describe what's
no. Go to YouTube. So
Oh yeah, go to YouTube. So I'm not going to describe. Actually, you can just open up YouTube.
I can describe
I'm
it.
sure you have the app. You lazy son of a bitch. Anyway, I've brought in some footy jumpers. I've got a few. I've had a few over the year. Over the years, it's been
Cool.
one
Cool,
year.
man.
I've had 1 year.
you've got a clock in here.
I've got a clock. Shout out to Mike Wale. He gave me that. That's actually been. That's actually been in my my classroom, in my media classroom, and every student just goes, "Oh, Demon sucks out." I'm like, "Yeah, well,
Keeps you humble.
oh well,
good.
that's a good point."
So that's why you brought it here because you can't be fucked them just bringing it up.
And it's a really loud clock. You know, the ticks are loud.
It reminds you how shit these
Well, when the room's a bit quieter, I like.
Oh,
are. Oh.
I can actually hear it.
See,
Yeah.
it's a loud
Is
tick.
it coming through?
Yeah.
No, it's not coming through.
Got
Get it up there.
got a book which actually my dad was a printer his whole life. He printed that book, or his company did.
This whole-
That sounds so weird, like a printer.
Just
Yeah.
back
He's
to
a printer?
My dad's a color printer,
Yeah. He ran out of ink.
and now he's
just back to the clock.
We need a new cartridge.
In this edit, all anyone can hear is just.
But yeah,
Great clock.
jumper immediately. I had that. That tells you how big I was when I was,
tock.
however old that jump. What is it?
That's stinger.
98.
That's a stinger.
No, I had 11.
No, but I'm saying there's this modelling shot of Stinger
Right.
looking like an Adonis.
Well, yeah, no, I had Jim Stones.
Oof.
I always had number 5 or 11.
The Ox.
The Ox. So I've got a long sleeve Tui's woolen
Yeah.
jumper, which
That's a good thing to do with Penny.
which
So
is number 5.
5, 16, 10, Ox, Travis Johnston, Angus Brayshaw. What about your numbers?
The first one I had was Gary Lyon, but I can't remember after that.
So Gaz, but nothing else.
But that's embarrassing because,
yeah.
yeah.
What about now? Who are your favourite players? It's a good question.
Cozzy.
That's got 5.
Love Cozzy.
Yeah, love Cozzy. Love Cozzy.
Is he your favourite?
Love Lever.
Yeah, I
God
love
bless
Lever.
Rick.
Lever's one of my faves. Who
And I
else?
love Caleb.
Oh,
He's my new favourite. You know, you got to have sort of some of the new folk in there.
Max, of course.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. You can't say
Yeah,
Max.
Max
It's so
is
boring.
like, yeah.
It's like when little kids are saying, like, oh, Christian Bachaka. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Get a brain.
Yeah. Or
Grow
like
a
any
brain.
guy who's like, yeah, Christopher Nolan's my favorite director. It's like, yeah, well, fucking, it's
Who
boring.
is your who is the one for you though now? Like who's your absolute ultimate in the side?
I still have a lot of feel for Christian Salem,
Really?
but it's Bowie.
Oh,
Oh, Lil Bow Wow.
oh, your favourite's Bow Wow.
Before you've played a game, I was just like, yep, him.
Wow.
And he's
Shit.
just,
I love the
just,
little guys.
I love him so
Is
much.
Yours.
I'm 5'1", everyone. For those playing at home, that's why I like short people.
Got it.
I actually love tall people too. Just love everyone.
But I really like Windsor as well.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I-
Bowie, I think he's gonna be it.
Bowie.
Yeah.
Wow. So is
I've
yours
said that.
Cozzy
I've
then?
said
I
that.
think
on-
I was.
No, I know.
I'm always
curious.
drawn to the players who do the run and carry or just run a lot.
Yeah.
I think I don't know why. I think because whenever I've
So
played
Langdon, you were into
footy, my
Langdon?
Dylan, my partner, calls him hubby, even though he's not into footy.
Hubby.
What are you calling him hubby for? He's like, it just looks like husband material. I'm like, okay, mate.
Oh, so for context as well,
Doing it.
Penny she's used a microphone in mouth because on radio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and
I've
she's
used
for
my
those-
microphone mouth. Is that what you just said?
No, you're used to having a microphone near your mouth because of radio,
Yes.
Yes.
and played in the famous game, which is
The Community Cup.
Community Cup,
Yep.
which is a great day out,
Yep. And DJ.
and DJ extraordinaire.
You're a DJ.
What kind
Talk
of
about it.
DJ?
You're a DJ. Tell
The
everyone.
the Community Cup from last year is actually on YouTube. If anyone wants to rewatch it, because there are a few times I absolutely eat shit and it's fucking hilarious.
Don't be shy. You're a DJ. Tell everyone. Tell everyone.
Do it.
You're a DJ
I've
And a
got
very
some
good
news,
one.
everyone. I'm a DJ.
There it is.
and a very good one
Thank you.
too. I just got my first official.
Well, you don't get a
gig as
radio
well, by
show
the way.
Did
unless you're
you?
good at
Yeah,
it.
I'm playing my first gig in October
Ever.
Where?
ever.
Where?
Like proper gig.
We're
at
all
a-
gonna go?
like-
161
Event.
Breakfast
Tramp.
no, somewhere in the city.
Club. Oh, Tramp.
Somewhere in the city you don't know.
Somewhere in the city.
Where are you playing?
It's this progressive house day party thing. I've got my
Oh, we're
first
so
gig.
going.
I'm opening.
We're so there.
I'm opening.
What time? 5?
I'll probably open at like 2
Yeah.
till 3:30.
Start big.
But
Wait.
I've never been
No,
start
that is
big.
bad advice.
Start big. Just like
No.
murder weapon off the top. 16-bit Lolitas. Do you remember that one?
I do.
Not weapon of choice.
No. But it's very exciting. And I'm so scared. I'm so nervous.
I get nervous still now.
Really?
After 8 years of DJing, so
Wow.
nothing to help there. But
Fuck. I'm so
Can-
nervous. But
can
you
we
played
keep-
everywhere.
Wait, can we come back to that?
No.
You don't know where you're playing your first gig.
I know.
Yeah.
It's called, it's Ripple. It's this place in the city. I don't know the actual,
The name of the venue.
But how did this come about?
I've got a friend who's a very good producer and DJ. He headlines most of these events. He has played a lot of places.
Boogs.
No.
D-Rec.
But he's in his...
Oh, Grant Smiley.
He's called Secretly Famous, and their music is starting to blow up with some of the overseas labels, and
Okay.
some big artists are starting to play stuff in mixes, and live events and whatever.
I'm sure all the
we're
D
simply
supporters are
going.
loving this content.
Yeah, it's big. Anyway, yeah, all the
Yeah,
D's fans are
people
like,
that-
who fucking cares?
Yeah.
But we just wanted to give people a sense of who Penny was.
Oh, yeah.
And
Exactly.
Again,
Yes.
esteemed leader took it away and spoke about himself. But you've DJ'd in Berlin, have you not?
Yeah, I have. Got a gig coming up at Tresor soon too.
Oh,
Globus.
the Holy Grail. You've done
Yep.
well. You've done very well. So I just wanted to make mention of that. You are full of talent, like Matt Jefferson.
Oh.
No, I shouldn't have done that, but I did.
I mean, I said that.
He
in the
needs
thread.
time at Casey. Just to
No,
be
he just
serious.
needs. He's so young. Like
Yeah.
I don't have anything to, like any neg to say about Jefferson.
Yeah, it's hard
It's
to.
more. I really hope that Rue finds some of that form that we saw last year. Like
Same. It's starting
um,
to get quite sad, to be honest.
it
I just
can't-
want him to be
Yeah,
invigorated.
it can't just go away like that. And and Clary as well. It can't just go. You can't just go away, can it? Can it?
I don't think it can. Like the
What is
thing-
it?
This is the thing. I spoke about this on the review show. That
Such
when
a
you've
fickle
got
game sometimes.
when you've got Bailey Fritsch, Matt Jefferson, and Jacob Van Rooyen, 5 marks between them, no goals.
Can I also say continuity is something that we just have not had one bit of with
No.
our forward line.
No.
I don't reckon there's been 2 weeks in a row where we've had the same setup.
No, I agree.
And I feel like in order for Rue to kind of like really come on,
Yeah.
we need Petty to come back to
Oh,
kind of like
I re-
take on a bit more of that responsibility. Yeah, that was such an annoying out, Petty.
Petty really needs to come back this week. Is he going to play this week? Is he available? Because the
Yeah.
whole freaking Zorko
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of to inject some like passion into the contest.
we need
and
some structure though. Like Petty's just the big body in the forward line that we need.
He's been doing so well in the forward line.
Yeah.
It's kind of baffling
Yeah.
after so long of. Yeah. Just
Well,
being,
he's been kicking goals. But the one loss, and I think you said it last week, Mark, and yes, Jack Viney was a big loss, but Jake Melksham,
Yeah.
huge. We
Yeah.
needed the connector, and we didn't have the connector, and I think that absolutely stuffed us last week.
So are they both in this
Viney's
week?
not available
No,
because he's got
Still.
still concussion
delayed
protocols,
concussion. So
which is also awful.
yeah, which is frustrating. But I mean, it's Jack Viney, so it must have been a fair knock. And concussion's concussion. You got to be
Exactly.
really careful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's
But it's going to be a tough game. Like we can speak about the game soon. We can actually listen to some DMs,
Oh.
chuck the headies on, and then we can come back to the game and speak about it. But like it is,
I don't have a lot to say about it. We're playing against who I think is the best team in it,
Yeah.
and they're coming off a draw against North.
I know.
So
That is crazy.
they're going to
LA.
be extra invigorated, angry,
And the Gabba.
and the Gabba,
and it's the
The
Gabba.
triple
which
threat.
we almost got them at the Gabba last year.
Yeah, I was watching some highlights also in preparation for this, and we played so well last
Yeah.
year, and it's frustrating because we're just continuing on that. Like, if blue balls actually existed and wasn't just another way for men to convince women to have sex with them, like we would be the biggest blue balls team ever because we just can't finish, and it's like. Like all the last quarters, those balls just blue.
Yeah.
We are blue
And
balls.
Oh, well
the same
said.
fucking thing last year. The Gabba.
That
Oh,
was,
Penny.
Sorry.
that really ignited their season as well.
Oi, no, we don't even have to wait till the end of the show to say Penny has been an incredible addition.
Yeah.
I was
That
going to
is-
say, our first gig and he's already calling headphones headies.
yeah.
Chuck him on. Are we chucking him on?
Yeah,
These are good
first-
headphones. Nice
first
and
gig.
soft.
He's just going to play his set.
That's huge.
Blue
All right.
balls. Blue balls has absolutely rattled me.
I just
love
really
it.
needed to
No,
also
nailed it.
put that on
Red
air
and
that
blue
it's
balls.
not real.
We are fucking blue balls. Nick, we gonna roll? Yeah, we're rolling. We got the thumbs up. Fuck Collingwood, Nick. Sorry, I didn't say that, did I? Okay, Willow. Let's listen to Willow.
Hello, boys. Love the pod. What does Bailey Fritsch do for this team?
Oh.
I'm over him.
Oh,
Oh.
I've started there. It's a bit harsh, but I've started there.
I put it to you.
What's Bailey got to do? Do we put him to Casey to just bin goals for a while, or do we persist and hope it turns?
Well, I liked when we had a bit of action there. Like, you know, everyone was calling for a shake-up and, you know, Rue and Bailey went to Casey and then we...
Yep.
And it worked out well. I think that, you know, continuing to change... I mean, like, obviously that doesn't address the issue of the continuity, but, you know, if people aren't performing, just relegate.
It's
I don't know
Regular-
what to do.
Relegators.
Yeah, I don't know either. Part of me is just like, well, you know, we're not contending, so
Nah.
play him.
Just keep
and
playing
the
until
other-
it turns.
Yeah.
It's gotta turn.
I also feel with, like, Fritsch, it does feel like, I mean, we've been saying this for a few weeks, but it does feel like it's there. It's, like, about to happen, but...
I really want to see a forward line. Yeah, I think it comes back to continuity. I really want to see Petty in there consistently, Fritsch with him consistently. I want them working together, humming, and then for whatever reason it's still not working, then yeah, you got to look at other options.
How many weeks do you give him to find form until you got to go back to Casey, or do you just persist? So it's two pronged. What do you do?
I think at this point, as I said, we're not playing finals. Persist.
Just keep playing.
Just keep playing.
But if you're not playing finals, why persist?
That's not a bad point. The only thing I'm thinking is,
Thanks, Tom.
well, who takes his place? Who takes his place?
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
Who else is like him? No one.
Well, I've did Casey report last night with Cam Burke.
Sesto?
Well, Sesto's a defender. Plays behind the ball. He's a good player, apparently. He'll get a game at some point. Kynan Brown is the one
But
that
they're
is
not.
banging
They're
down
not.
the door.
They're not.
Yeah, but he's a pressure forward. You can play him as a high half forward.
Yeah, but I want goals.
Well, you're not getting goals from Bailey.
Yeah, I think Bailey also has been a little bit better in terms of pressure.
Little bit.
Only a little bit, but like small amount.
I
And,
agree.
Like, you can tell that he has been trying to change that part of his game.
I 100% agree with that. And that's the one thing I said about him in his defence. I said he actually looks like he's trying to put pressure on. But he's in the team to kick goals. I'm sorry. If he's not
Don't be
kicking
sorry.
goals,
You're right.
it's doing my head in. Let's have a listen to Matt. What has Matt got for us?
G'day, boys.
Boys.
Short-time listener, first-time caller here. I've only been
Short-time?
listening a month or so, but love the pod. Keep up the good work. Today's result, bit of a mixed bag. Started so flat in the first quarter, but then second and third, we just looked like that unit that we've been working on. It seems to be coming together. Then we just ran out of gas in the last. Harvey Langford, absolute superstar. Signed this kid up forever. Track really putting in, which I love. And it was awesome to see all the D's faithful getting around Clary whenever he got a possession, whenever he passed the ball. Look, boys, bit of a tough road ahead, but the signs are there. We're on the up. No expectations coming from here, I think. Looking forward to seeing what the boys dish up in Brisbane. But yeah, go D's. Love the pod.
Go D's. Thanks, Matt.
Well, I got news for you, Matt. It's not just the boys anymore.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That. No, it's good.
But
email
also,
address.
but
Do you
al-
want to know email address?
But also don't.
Yes.
But also don't sign up forever because those signatures don't always work out.
Like what?
Just those big old deals. I just don't think
They're pointless. They
don't
don't
do
mean
it.
anything anyway.
Contracts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Contracts in sport. Yeah, absolutely. So his email address is ds@flag2027.locked.
Locked. 2027? Oh.
We got to wait
Yeah, I know we have to wait.
But I don't wanna.
2028? Is that Max's last year of his contract? Or is it 2027? I feel like it's 2027.
I think it's 7.
Oh, we got to win one while Max is still here. It feels so far away, though.
Needs to be at the G, and I need to DJ at the after party so badly.
There we go.
Where is it? Crown?
Oh, I don't give a fuck where it is.
Tramp.
Oh, who cares? Exactly.
I'll go anywhere.
Have it at my house. Okay, next one is Tubs, and it's tubplease@thebigtub.com.
What?
Here we go.
Go D's.
Yeah, Tub.
Really mixed messages.
Is that a tub?
Give him Tub for that.
Do you want the doggo? Do you want doggo?
To go through the effort of
Oh, the
even
tub.
signing up
The
and
tub.
you.
The tub out there. You're going through the tub later. You can take whatever you want.
The fact that he made a Hotmail address out of it. Hotmail or Gmail?
There's no mail. It's just fake.
You can fake it, Mark.
You can put whatever you want in. It doesn't have to be real. It just have to have an @.
Exactly.
Anyway, give him a Tub.
You want a tub?
You got tub.
You get a tub. All right,
Has anyone got a Tub yet?
no.
Everyone has to wait till you finish your other job and then they can get tub.
They'll get it. There'll be tub.
You better Tub.
I
Honor the Tub.
will. Trust me, I will. Okay, let's have a listen to the Fog, who sends in most weeks. And the email from Fog this week is killmaynard@kingsbirthday.com.
Oh my God, that is so rough and so true.
Tub.
Tub. Nick loves it.
G'day, DeeBrief. Well, another week, another game I didn't watch. Highlights were bad enough. We didn't beat the Hawks. We ain't beaten much more. Hack her up, boys. She's done. Throw the farm at Maynard to kill him on Queen's birthday. And let's just fuck.
Oh my God, my
I've lost my
man.
train of thought. I'm sober.
Do you actually go through these before you decide which ones to play?
Yeah, because if I accidentally play some,
Oh, yeah, true.
There are some, like I would argue.
Not so tubby.
I would no, not tubby. I would argue there's probably 15% of them are explicit.
Really?
C bombs.
Oh, I was going to actually ask that. Can I say the C bomb?
No.
Only if you really want to get a point across.
No. Nuggets has done it from time to time. We've pulled him up. He did it last week. We had to edit him out. We did, didn't we, Nick?
That
but-
DMS was dark.
Yeah, the Kill Maynard bit really threw me. This one is from no email address, but it's from Trip in the Goal Square. Get fucked. So brilliant.
Well, it's a consistent theme of this footy club for the past 5 years, but an inability to put a score up after dominance of general play
For sure.
comes back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah.
35 points, they are not a 35-point better side than us. We were the better side for the majority of the day, but again, inefficiency rears its ugly head.
Yep.
Harvey Langford, superstar in the making. Like, he's got some serious weapons. He's just so solid. Cozzy, please stay, mate. Freo, overrated. You don't want to go there, mate. And the non-call in the goal square. Jesus Christ. What is the umpire watching there? But I'm sure you guys will touch on that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah, there's only one wizard, and he's not some little pissant from Hawthorn. Go D's.
That was good.
Yeah.
Summed it up real well. And fuck, Melbourne. The script was playing out, as we've seen over so many years. There was a part of me in the halfway through the third quarter where I thought we were going to flip. Uno. I thought we were going to change the trajectory of the game and actually start taking our opportunities. And the one that really annoys me...
We just couldn't get 2 goals in a row. Like, we
Correct.
just couldn't break through that kind of like...
Do you know the one annoys me, though? And it's a hard chance, but he crafted it really well. It was when Cade Chandler hit the post.
That was sad.
And he found the space, and it would have got us out to 9 points. Now, I know that the ball goes back to the centre, and it's the 6-6-6 rule, and play again. But we had momentum, like serious momentum in the game. There's still 6-7 minutes left on the clock. There is a world where we go 9 points up, we get the next one. Suddenly you're starting to plant seeds of doubt in the Hawthorn minds. And then the other thing that could have happened is you galvanise off the back of the fact that you've got a decent lead. So we were so close.
It was that for 3 quarters.
Yeah, and the second quarter as well. I think there were 4 or 5 missed chances in a row. I think we kicked 5 consecutive
Yeah.
behinds. But that moment in the game, that was it for me. It was when Chandler hit the post, and I was just like, far out. We just need that little bit of luck. Take your chances. Cozzy missed that snap around the corner, would have made it 10 points very late on. I just feel if we had even I know our last quarters have been horrific, but I just feel as if we even had a 10, 15-point lead at three-quarter time, it just would have changed the psychology, I think, of the team.
Absolutely.
Because Hawthorn would have gone, we're in front by a point at three-quarter time.
It's just, but like you just can't, and from playing, you kind of just know, regardless of whatever level you're at. When you're playing any kind of game, but you can't finish and you can't kick the goals, it just sucks all the momentum and sucks all the air out of and confidence of the playing group, because you know you're kind of beating this team, but you just can't get the reward.
This world's annoying, but if we were 15 points up at three-quarter time, do you think we would have held on?
No.
I don't either. I'm with you. I'm with Penny.
Unfortunately, no.
I think they
But
would have
over
reeled
the
us
course
in.
of the first 3 quarters, we should have been up by more than 15
I know
points.
that.
It's true, yeah.
But my point to a few people after the game, I don't think we spoke about it, was I feel like we needed to be a minimum 4 goals up at three-quarter time, because they're always going to have their moment in
For
the
sure.
game.
For sure.
And they really did.
But
in the
as you
last
said,
quarter.
the psychology of, a lead like that, it just gives you energy to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
we
when you
lost by
start getting those
anyway,
goals
we
out
lost
of
by
the
6
centre
goals.
and
Well,
that's where we shine.
I think the other thing we have to accept is we did that to a lot of teams in 21, 22, 23, where we played really poorly and then we had one good last quarter. We just took the game away from teams. So that's what Hawthorn have done, because they're a good outfit now. But I think you've only just gotten over it, Marca. It's taken you 4 days.
Why are our last quarters just so bad?
I don't know, and I put that on the agenda on the review show, and there's a mixture of opinion coming back in. There's some debate about it on the Demonland forum. People are saying it's either fitness or it's mental. Like, what else is
I don't
it?
think it's... How can it be fitness?
It's mental for me.
How can it be fitness? Like, these people go through the most insane, training. We don't have all of these players that have missed preseason like last year.
No, we didn't.
So how can it possibly, except
Longer
for
pre-season as well, because we haven't had a pre-season like this.
It's
in
mental.
Years.
it's got to be mental.
You think it's mental? I went through the fade outs on Monday with Scotty. It is so damning. It is so damning.
The amount of fade outs.
The fade outs are crazy. So GWS, it's -14. North Melbourne, we're -41. It was 8-49 the last quarter against North. Gold Coast was 14-38. Geelong was 3-26. Essendon was 8-31. Freo 12-21. Richmond 10-25. West Coast we won, yay, 36-33, and then Hawthorn on the weekend.
God.
Hawthorn on the weekend was 7-41 in the last quarter. That is so bad. So you think it's mental?
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of two. I think it's the two of them, because I reckon there are a lot of young players in there that have done their first ever preseason or their second. They've done 2 preseasons and they don't have the tanks yet. And I reckon if you're 3-4 players off in terms of being at your absolute optimum,
It adds. It
I reckon it's a bit of both.
Yep.
But we'd all be sitting here clutching at straws trying to actually figure out why the fuck that is the case. But that is a massive problem at the moment. It's really annoying.
We've got a few.
Yeah, front half. And then the last one to wrap up, of course, is flag at mcg.please. Take it away. Oh, it's not loading. I'll have to reload it. Now, the funny thing with this one is I almost can't make it out properly. So
No biggie this year? No, on this episode?
I think it's big.
I asked for Give Me the Loot.
You did.
It's Langford. 3 on the G. It's Langford. Give it to Langford. On 3, yeah.
That's it. So
Ask and you shall receive.
We received. We just needed better audio quality and the lyrics. Do you know what? I'm going to have a go at flag at mcg.please. A little bit underwhelming. No tub this week.
No tub this week.
No. Well, look at the first few, mate.
Based on the last two,
the
like the first two were absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So you can't go from 2021 to.
All right. Well, another request: 10 Commandments. That can be your next song that you can do.
Mate, I'm happy to play Lil Bow Wow again from Flag at the G. Let's have a listen. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
This album is dedicated to all the people that said we'd never win a flag. To all the people that said I'll amount to nothing. All the fans in the struggle. It's all good, baby, baby. It was all a dream, playing on the G. I used to read the record magazine. Lever and May running the defensive team. Hanging their pictures on my wall. Every Saturday watching Max kick the ball.
So, and the other one was amazing, but that's the benchmark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
That's the benchmark. So I expect the best.
Is it not for no more fourth quarters? Okay.
Oh,
You need a third quarter performance from Flag.
Oh, I like that.
He set the bar.
He set the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set the bar.
Yeah, so that last one, Penny has likened that last one to a fourth quarter fade out.
Oh, bit rude, hey.
No tub.
No tub for me?
No, you.
God.
No,
Seinfeld.
Penny,
Soup
Penny,
Nazi.
this is the thing that people come and
Listen for.
appreciate and love about Penny. You're up front. You know,
It's
there's
true.
there's no bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about on this podcast. But in terms of like dark versus light meter, probably a bit more dark. But that's okay.
I was
But
thinking,
that's everyone.
you know how everyone's got their dark names, like darker?
Yeah.
Like Penny's really hard.
Ooh.
So everyone needs to probably take that away with them and come back, assuming there will be a next time.
There will be a next time. I have no doubt.
I need a dark name.
That is tricky. I don't know. Actually,
But you can think about it. We don't need to do it on air.
DJ Darky. Done. It's good. Yeah.
No.
Okay, that was fucking terrible. Let's go through it. Who's the darkest panelist? Let's wrap up on that.
Toff.
Toff? Toff is dark.
Shout out to Toff. I was actually standing with him for a quarter. Tell you who's dark. His dad.
Oh, Bobby. Bobby's the
It was
darkest.
hilarious to witness. He's
Chip off the old block.
yeah.
Lloyd.
It was actually awesome hanging out with them.
So you reckon Toff's the darkest, and then maybe Nug? Nug's pretty dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I reckon. And then who nestles in the third spot? Are you on the podium?
I reckon.
I reckon
it's
Bronze is
me.
over there.
Yeah, I
Are you
reckon.
Bronze?
Yeah,
I reckon
I'd
you'd give him a run for your money. Scotty's pretty dark.
Scotty's pretty dark.
Yeah, he gets pretty dark. Yeah, he just goes for it. She cans players more than Penny does on Instagram, I think.
Can't have been that bad. I remember who it was about though.
And then
We'll say it.
who would be the least dark if you flip it?
I reckon you.
For sure. Esteemed
Really?
leader.
Why? I feel like
I don't know why.
Because you got to hold it
is that?
together for the rest of us.
Yeah.
You're the Gorn.
try and be constructive and it's okay, guys. We'll
Don't
pull
worry,
ourselves out of
yeah.
it.
It's actually not as bad as you think.
Yes, a lot of that, which I really appreciate, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes,
we need that.
100%.
Oh, okay. I think it's pretty bad at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that was last year. This is this year, and you're not as positive.
Yeah, you're not as positive this year.
Oh, no way.
More logical.
Yeah.
Yes.
More
I
on the
think
rebuild.
I think I've seen the light on the fact that this is now development year. This is platform. But then that's positive because instead of all the high expectations.
Strength-based.
So pos.
Instead of all the high expectations of we're going to play finals and we're going to do damage, I'm like, oh, it's a development year.
But that's good. That's
speaking
all we
of
need.
pos, what are the pos? It's going to
Harvey
I can't even
Langford.
speak. What?
We
But
didn't even
no.
speak
Sorry,
about
what's
him.
the pos that? Oh, are we gonna? Surely you spoke about him at length.
Oh, we spoke about it.
That mark that he took, and he just like.
Oh.
his head into the ground.
But his hands.
Yeah, I just love the fact that
Non-trampoline
just,
hands.
you know, the
Grippo hands.
the snap that he did was just it was
Boing.
immediate.
Poor
It
Jack.
was just
The snap.
it was immediate. It was like as
Knew
soon as
where
he got
goal
the
was.
ball, he was just like he had nothing else on his mind but goal.
That clock is very loud.
Yeah.
See
It
what
gets
I mean?
right into the middle of your
Fucking hell.
head.
Yeah,
It's really starting to get me now.
yeah.
Hey, by the way, I just want to say trampoline hands is not just for one person. That's for There's a disclaimer.
No.
that's you can use that for anyone who's not marking well.
Oh, no, you can lie in your bed. We know who it's about now.
I will lie in my bed.
Yeah. we know. That's fair as well. You can
Just
lie in
you
your
wait.
bed. Yeah, so Harvey, crazy.
Ugh.
Lindsay, very good. Caleb, very good. Bowie, very good. They're consistently 4 players that we've spoken
Disco,
about a lot.
loving.
Disco is brilliant, but we missed a trick. Should have played him up forward earlier.
Yeah.
Could have brought House in.
But then what do you do with Jeffo and
You don't play
and
Jeffo.
TH?
You don't play Jeffo. No
That's
offense. You don't
trampoline
play
hands
Jeffo.
for.
Or
How did I miss that? God, all that education.
you don't.
No
you-
street
You
smarts.
don't play Jeffo, you play Howes, you put Disco forward. It was a game made for Howes because there was a lot of kick mark, both teams being very respectful. You could see how many times each team got the ball in their back half and everyone just flooded into the corridor and made it a kick around the wings, and it was a horrible watch as a neutral.
Yeah, I feel like we're the worst watch every week.
Oh,
our games.
God, darker. Fuck.
Are we not though? Like you don't
Come
reckon?
on, mate. Like, we've
Who's
got.
there?
That's
Come
what
on.
I said about Cozzy. That's why we need him.
You think we're the worst?
Entertainment.
Where we have
purposes.
not played. Name a game where
That
One-
was
yeah, it's
bloody.
Yeah, well, you said name a game. Done.
But
Yeah, you lie in your bed.
One of how many?
You lying?
I will tuck myself in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will.
I just don't reckon we haven't been that good to watch.
It was
but-
like when Nuggets and Adzi used to talk about tucking Chuck White Sparky pants in bed when he first burst onto the scene. I was like, tuck him in, little Chuck bar.
All right, well let's try and get pods. What are the pods that's going to come out of
Brisbane.
at the
Gabba.
Gabba?
The Gabatois.
This is the
Sunday 3:20.
Should we all go?
Work the next.
Should we all
Work
go
the next
fly up?
day.
I would love to go. Not. I don't know, man. Like, honestly, I got this weird feeling that it'll be like last year. We'll just unexpectedly put up a great performance. We've always matched up well against them, like always.
So the ins is Petty.
Petty and Melksham, I believe.
Cool.
Are the teams out or?
No,
No.
tomorrow night.
So who
And,
goes out?
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Jeffo will come out. And then
Sharp.
maybe. I want to see Sharp again.
He
I
was
didn't mind
alright.
him.
You want to see him against his old side?
Yeah, and I didn't. I actually didn't mind his game. I think he's our second best pressure player. He did a couple of good things.
At least he fucking kicked a
goal.
goal. Jesus.
He kicked a goal.
Kick the
Kicked one of
goal.
the 7.
Yeah, well, it's better than fucking nothing.
Harvey Langford kicked 3 of the 7 as well.
We only
Oh,
kicked
God.
7.
We only kicked 7. So.
That's Devo.
So I don't know. I've got this weird feeling that we're gonna do the same thing.
See, always buzz.
See?
We'll get closer than people anticipate.
All right, well let's do. Are we doing
Are you
predictions?
predictions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
I know how this shit works.
I know. Well, hopefully you're not an Adzi, because I think Adzi's predictions at the end of the year. I love him. He's also very positive.
He is pause.
We're starting to wilt and kill me a bit because we were just getting beaten every single week at the back end of last year. But I think we lose by 20 points, and I feel like we'll be talking about Harvey Langford again. And we'll be. Do you know what? I reckon we'll be talking about Harvey Langford more than we are the Ashcrofts. I reckon he'll outshine them.
Ooh.
That's my prediction. But yeah, we lose.
Okay, I agree that he'll outshine one of them, but
One of them.
well, one of them's got a norm, and I think he's a serious player. I really like Levi as well, but Langford seems to be more dynamic.
Yeah.
What am I basing that off? Probably just by watching more Melbourne games. I'm
Bias.
I'm really happy knowing that Petty and Melksham come back into the side.
Yep.
Kick straight, please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
If that happens, then I reckon we'll lose. I'm pretty similar to you. I reckon we'll lose by 30.
They are, strangely, the other team that loves to kick inaccurately. Have you noticed that? They love it. They love a 10-18 or an 8-15. Or they love to be very inaccurate very early in games. They're very similar to us in that respect, which will
Except for they're on the top of the ladder.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but it might potentially keep us in it if they've got their kicking boots on. It's a thing with Brisbane. I've noticed it for years. If they've got their kicking boots on early, we are fucked.
Well, I think we already are because they're coming off a draw against North, and I feel like
hungry.
Their ego has been bruised somewhat, and they will be just. It's all systems go for them.
Yeah, Penny, round us off.
It's hard because you've basically. I was going to say the same as Marca, but I'm going to just try and change it up a little bit. I'm going to welcome back Melksham to be that connector.
Yes.
And I'm going to be a little bit more positive. I think we're going to still do blue balls, but I'm going to say we're also going to be a little bit more hungry because of last week. So I'm going to say we're going to lose by 8 points.
Nice.
Whoa.
Take that.
Yay. So hang on.
I'm going to be pause.
Blue balls? What are we kicking? Are we still kicking like a 10?
Are we kicking
12?
more points or more goals?
More points.
More points.
Hell
Easily
yeah.
more points.
Oh, we're blue ballsing. Okay. And we're probably in front at 3/4 time.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
It's a fourth quarter fade out.
100%. We don't keep going the last.
I would rather Marca's scenario than yours.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Just rip the Band-Aid off, guys.
So last year when we lost to the Lions, I'll never forget. I think I should know this. I think it was a week before I had my second child, Jasper, and I was on my lonesome. Fee was upstairs sleeping. Her parents were out, were living at the in-laws, and I'd convinced myself at like halfway through the third quarter, I'd fully convinced myself. I was like, we're going to win. And I was like just constantly thinking about the feeling of beating Brisbane at the Gabba. And then when Alex Neil-Bullen...
Oh, the jump across the line. Fuck. Oh, my God. And then you just see it and you're like, oh, come on,
the ball
dude.
And you're like, well, he's a star.
He literally lost the game for us.
Yeah. And I remember just sitting on the ground, like motionless. I kid you not. Because I'd like, you know, you're having your second child and you're fucking freaking out and no one else is in the house. I probably had 4 beers on my own. And I was just sitting there and I was just staring at the ceiling. And I just stared at the ceiling for half an hour. I did nothing else.
It was
I
so
wanted
bad.
I just wanted to win so bad.
But why did he
Brisbane.
I watched it yesterday. Why did he do that?
Try.
Why did he do the try?
That hurt. That
it
loss
hurt so
me.
bad.
That loss hurt me the most out of any loss.
I
last year.
bought into that game as well.
You
mate.
did
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
convince yourself. You're like, we're gonna win.
I was.
Yeah.
No, I remember people in the thread were being like this isn't a different thread with like people who aren't Melbourne supporters. They're like, D's are gonna win, and I was like, there's a long way to go. Shut up.
Why would people be thinking that?
Yeah.
Because they're not us.
Yeah.
They're neutrals. They don't get it. They don't know. Melbourne are unbelievable. They can lose games from the most winnable of positions. And St Kilda fans, I think, are very similar to us. They'll say the same thing. Anyway, that game absolutely haunts me. So if Melbourne were able to get up somehow miraculously on Sunday, it would ease some of those demons I felt because, fuck, it took the wind out of my sails that game.
Oh, I'm just keen to make it.
And then I had a second
game.
child.
Make it a game, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have a last quarter fade out.
I thought you were going to say don't
Why
have
don't
the
we-
second child.
Oh. Yeah,
No,
why
no,
can't we
have the
just have
baby.
a game where we let's just be crap in the first 2 quarters and then like really ramp it up and just look amazing in the last 2 quarters.
Love that. Finish on a high note.
Sorry.
And just give me the world where Luke and Keziah
Yeah.
come back together.
We're going to that utopia.
In Perth.
We've manifested it.
In Nam, sorry. Good luck to Nam.
Go Nam.
Go Nam.
And Marca, Penny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seamlessly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think Nuggets is out. Oh, no. Sorry. Nuggets is lucky because Adzy's having a child soon with Alice any minute now. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Cool.
Nuggets is lucky because obviously you can fill
Got the
void
late
of-
call up.
Well, you can fill the void of Adsy, but if Adsy wasn't having the child, mate, Nuggets would be on notice. So he'll love hearing that. He'll tell me to get fucked in the thread tomorrow, which would be good.
Do
That's
I
why
get to get
did it.
into the thread, or what do I have to do for that?
Oh,
No
You have to
way.
give us your player that
oh,
No,
I
we
know who it
actually
is.
don't
I
know.
figured it out halfway through.
Ah. I'm not going to do it on air.
It came to me. No, we're not gonna. Well, Scott yesterday had to edit.
We just need
something.
your number to add you into the thread.
Oh.
That's all we need. It's
I had to,
it's WhatsApp.
I had to edit something 2 days ago. Scott just rambling on about a particular player. Dumbass. I'll tell you in a second. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Go
That's
Dees.
it.
And go Penny.
Go, Dees.
Go Penny.
Thanks for having me.
Go on your pen.
Go now.